you're one of those people who work with fonts on a regular basis, then choosing, comparing, and analyzing fonts is a serious business for you. Font management is not always a walk in the park. Font management issues like installing and uninstalling fonts, handling missing fonts, taking care of font conflicts, always keeps graphic designers and typographers on their toes. Also, hundreds of thousands of fonts activated on the system can use a considerable amount of system resources, which in turn reduces efficiency and productivity. Mac, Windows, and Linux platforms have their own font management utilities, but these utilities are not sufficient in a specialized or professional environment. This is where professional font management tools come to the rescue. Font Safari includes support for multiple language keyboard shortcuts and string encoding. You can view all of the characters in the font and simulate the font in alternate encodings such as Mac Roman, Windows, ANSI, Unicode, and other common text encodings. Font Card is a haxi that modifies the font menu and the font panel in Carbon and Coca applications. It can add an icon that displays the format of the font next to the font menu item or font panel list. Display the font name in the font face, group fonts into submenus, and add third-party font collections to the font menu and font panel. Opticon Font Viewer is a free open-source font viewer written in Java. You can view installed and uninstalled fonts, mark fonts as favorite, and preview fonts with a customizable sample display text. Opticon is a very basic and simple font management tool. Its main advantage lies in the fact that it will work on all platforms. Hence, in case you need to look the font up, it may be the optimal, quick and dirty solution. The Font Thing is a legacy, a still very popular freeware program for managing true type fonts in Windows 95, 98, and NT 4.0. You can browse installed or uninstalled true type fonts, viewing sample text, individual characters, and detailed font information. These are just a few of the many dozens of available font management programs that you should consider to organize and manage your many fonts. When you buy fonts, you are actually buying rights to use the font software. After the purchase, you automatically acquire a single user license. As with any other software, fonts are licensed on per user basis. So if more than one user needs to work with the fonts, you need to buy a multi-user license. When buying Typotheque fonts online, for example, you can choose between three basic license types: the print and web license for installable desktop fonts and web fonts, the web license only, or the web trial license. When you buy a print and web license, you receive installable font files and access to the web font service, which generates the CSS code that lets you use the fonts on the web. When you buy a web license, you won't receive installable fonts, only access to the web font service. The trial web license is a 30-day free web font evaluation license. Many designers do not fully appreciate or understand how valuable of a design element typography can be. When designing using type, you must consider many things, not just if the type looks appropriate or nice. Most important is the font readable. If it's confusing or complicated, viewers will not spend the time it will take to understand it. The concept, as with all other graphic design, must be quickly understood, strong, creative, and catching. What kind of mood does the font inspire? Does it evoke some kind of emotion? It's tough enough to create an effective and memorable logo design, let alone restrict oneself to using typography alone. But often getting down to the bare essentials is where the most remarkable solutions and brilliant ideas emerge. Sometimes it's a beautifully thought out ligature that nails it, or an imaginative use of letters. At other times, it's clever use of color, scaling, or rearranging the letters, or even subtly removing something from the logo type that gives it a twist of brilliance. Let's take a look at some creative logos using typography as its main element. V&A by Pentagram. The V and A mirror each other in form, and the ampersand simply creates the crossbar of the A, hiding the need for any further detail on it. British indie magazine NME, short for New Musical Express, is a music industry institution, and its current logo design, launched in October 2013, simplified its well-known typographic logo further. The confident use of simplified all-caps type, set in sharp sans, a sans serif font by Lucas Sharp, assert the title's sense of authority wonderfully. 24 Jerez, Dumons. I really hope I'm saying that right. Negative spaces everywhere in design right now, and that goes for logo design as much as anything else. And the 2014 logo for the legendary Le Mans 24-hour endurance race, conjured up by sport-oriented design agency Leroy Tremblot, makes good use of the trend. City Hint. This custom liquid-like identity for City Hint, an easy way to find and book spa and salon appointments, has a beautiful sense of flow and is a great example of letters working, interlinking together effectively. In both cases, the letter T adds detail to the other letters in the logo type. Trafic by Kismiklos, a beautiful use of playful yet classic ligatures in this logo for a Budapest nightclub. Here the R and F in the logo type complete the letter next to them. No Doubt, a proposal for the California rock band No Doubt. This logo creates a typographically interlinking logo type here. The U interlinking with both O are a very nice touch with the logo type, and the logo type is nice finished off and balanced by the N and T, both ending in an arrow shape. There are many more examples. Explore other examples. See what works well with typography and design. Get inspired from these examples so that you can use typography as a powerful and effective element in your design.